You know, that's the weirdest thing in the world. And for those of you that knew me or whatever, I was a very active, athletic, go-get-em person. And then when this hit me, it's been 15 months now that been fighting this thing, and it's been quite interesting to see the transition. And one thing that I've done throughout it all is I've kept myself positive and motivated. And I had no choice, because I've been a motivational / inspirational speaker for the last 30 some years. So it wouldn't be much of a testimony to what I do for a living if I fell apart and became negative Nan and did all of these things the opposite of everything I've been preaching. So it was great for me to know that life does go on. You can make things happen. It's up to you to decide. And in my case, I decided to do well, keep moving as much as possible, keep my spirits high, and keep them going forward. And I'm letting you know that because I think about what this golf tournament is about. And that's exactly what we're going, except for the folks that went to war and had to deal with issues on their return. And these folks need to be motivated and inspired. They need to know that there's people that care, that are out there doing things for them, that don't know them. And that's where we get out and we start getting involved with an organization like JD's, to where we're there and think about what we're doing, a golf tournament. I mean, how tough is that versus a soldier in 100+ degrees wearing over 100 pounds of equipment every day? And we wonder, you know, boy, it's tough to have to go to the golf tournament. It's probably going to be hot. And you're wearing a golf shirt, sunglasses, riding around a golf cart with cold drinks at your beck and call. So when you put it into perspective of why we're here and why this tournament's being done, to me it's like, really, let's get out and do it. And I think that we've been able to build in the past, which has gotten us to where we are today with, I mean, having 4 hole-in-one sponsors, just as an example. Do you know how many golf tournaments have a hard time getting one? And we're already set up with 4. We haven't filled the golf foursomes yet, have we? So the odds are even better. You need to tell them that. You know, they've got a better chance. But we know it'll fill up. It always does. It always comes together. It always gets exciting as you get closer to August 13th. And then all of a sudden it's here. Everybody's excited. And you know what? It's an early morning and it's a late afternoon. And you go home tired. And then you get up the next day and you think, wow, we get to do this all over again in just 364 more days.
Yeah, that's true.
So there's a lot of way that you have to look at things in your excitement, in your life, and how you're talking to people. I don't think there's anybody that wants you to have sympathy for them. I think what they want you to do is love them. Make sure they're aware that we believe in what they went there for, and that we're in support of where they are today, as well as in support of the ones that came back whole and perfect, just as they left. Because not everyone is affected by war that's in the military. Not every one of them has to deal with injuries or disabilities or mental anguish, but they still put themselves on the line that for the period of time that they swore in for, that if they were called, they would go. And this is where we have to remember. And I'll share with you something, and believe me, for those that really do know me, it's not like a big deal, but I'll give you an idea of how you can give back and let some people realize how much you care for them, and you don't even have to tell them who you are. My wife and I, when we're out, we'll see GIs coming into restaurants or wherever we are, and we'll see 2 of them come in or 4 of them will come in. They'll sit down for lunch or whatever, and we just buy their dinner. We just tell the waiter, bring us the check, and that's the end of it. We don't tell them, you know, come over and thank this wonderful couple that bought your dinner. It's like, give me a break. You know, I'm in a position where I'm fortunate enough that I can spend an extra $30 to buy somebody that's serving our country a meal, you know. And we just started doing that about 6 years ago. And you know, it's the most rewarding thing in the world when, for whatever reason, they seem to find out that it was you. And they walk over, they shake your hand, and say thanks. I tell you, best 30 bucks you'll ever spend. Give it a try sometime. Just tell the waiter, bring me the check, I'll take care of it, don't worry about it. And then say, don't tell them who I am. And it's great when they walk out and they're looking and trying to figure out who that person was that picked up their lunch and why. So when you look at what we're doing and where we're going and why we're at it, it's for things like that this country stands for. It's for every veteran that's ever raised their right hand and said, I swear to defend this country. And for everyone that'll come in the future, not knowing what their life will be like at the end of their military career. And I watched America's Got Talent. Anybody watch that show? And there was a GI on there last night that sang and was an Afghanistan veteran, got blown up with a hand grenade that hit him in the back, broke his back in 2 places, gave him a brain concussion that affected his speech, and he stutters now. And he got on there and sang beautifully and just brought the house down. But the thing that I loved more about the guy was they said, well, what you've done is so amazing. And he goes, not really. He says, I was more scared coming here than I was any time I was over there. And I thought, isn't that the spirit of the American fighting soldier? To go on stage and sing is tougher than going into war and defending our country. So with that, I suggest that we all take a good look, hitch up our pants a little higher, and get serious, and turn this thing around, and let's fill it up and have a great day. A couple things that I used to do, and I'll share with those as I close. One, I would tell people, I hope you don't golf, I just want your $125. And if you give that to me, I'll give it to the place and we don't have to have a golfer. So that'll be less people taking our sodas that we have to pay for if we can't get donations. So just give me the money, you can still write it off on your taxes. And it's amazing that the people go, I never thought about it, I can just give you $125 and I don't have to go golfing. That's right. So when you're talking to people and they say they don't golf, just ask for their green fees. You know, it's just that simple. The money all goes in the same pot. And we could have 500 no golfers that'd be willing to give $125 apiece, just as an example. You know, we'll give them foursome prices if there's 4 no golfers that don't want to golf. We'll take that, won't we? How much is it? What's the? $100. Yeah, we'll take it. Just tell them we'll cut you a deal. Instead of 500, we'll do it for 4. Just get 4 of you. Or if you just want to write me a check for 400, that's good too. You know, so you can do that. Just as being creative, hands up.
Is that allowed on Facebook?
We'll talk about that.
And the other thing is what you just mentioned on Facebook. A lot of us don't have any creativity in writing. Or we just don't want to be. Well, Facebook allows us to cheat and steal and do things that we want, and it's called share. There's a little button there that says like, comment, share. That's right underneath there of all of these posts. Any post is when Shaughnessy, for an example, puts the information up. If you're on Facebook, you don't have to do anything but click that and share it on your Facebook, and everybody that's in your list will now see that post. And that's a simple, easy, single click and put your Facebook name down and you're done. And it shows right up on your book. And that's an easy one to do. And I know I've done that because Shaughnessy and I, we goof around a little bit. I'll just see it, hit share, and move on. It takes that much time. So you guys have a good time. I thank you for everything you're doing and looking forward to next year. And I know this one's going to be a great one. Y'all are doing a great job. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Don.